I feel trapped in my marriage. How do I fix it? Hey guys, my name is Danny and I'm your life and relationship coach. And obviously, based on the topic, what we are discussing today is that feeling of being trapped in your marriage, right? And this is actually something that I frequently get in my one on one coaching sessions. So, first and foremost, you are not alone if you find yourself stumbling across this video and trying to gain a little bit more information about your current situation. The reality is, a lot of people have a tendency or end up feeling trapped in their marriage after an extended period of time. Now, it doesn't necessarily just mean that because you've been in a marriage for a long time, you'll start to feel trapped. I mean, that could even happen in the short term. But the point of it is why? Why do you feel trapped? What is going on in your marriage? What is going on in your life? What is going on with yourself that you're starting to feel this feeling like you are trapped, or maybe you made a mistake, or you're stuck and you just don't know how to get out of it, right? And the first thing that I want to talk about primarily is mindset. So, mindset plays a huge role when it comes to these types of feelings, right? Because there's a difference between being trapped and feeling trapped. If you are trapped, actually trapped in your marriage, that's different. And that's something that we obviously would have to discuss in a different video, but there are different signs, there are different things that can be going on, right? There's some toxicity, there's some abuse. If you feel or you fear for your safety because you don't want to leave the relationship because you feel like if you leave the relationship, something's going to happen to you or something's going to happen to your partner, that's being trapped. Now, the feeling of being trapped is a mindset thing. What are you upset about? What are you not happy with? What things in the marriage are not fulfilling? What needs are not being met that you are feeling like you are trapped in your marriage? And again, that really kind of falls into mindset and changing your perspective and saying to yourself, okay, maybe I'm not trapped, but these are the things that are making me unhappy in the marriage that are leading me to feel trapped. So the second part of this is self reflection, right? Really kind of taking a step back and saying, what is going on? Why am I feeling this way? When did I start feeling this way? And what are the things in the marriage that are making me feel this way? You know, maybe there's a lack of communication in your marriage. Maybe there's a breakdown in regards to the emotional connection that you guys used to have. Maybe there is a breaking of trust and it's been years and you haven't been able to kind of rebuild that trust again. So you feel like you're stuck and you're not really moving forward. Maybe you guys have been so inundated with the monotony of life and the routines, right? Where you're trying to pay the bills, you're paying the mortgage, you're taking care of the kids. There's so many different priorities in your life that the two of you as a couple haven't really spent that much time together. So you're kind of two individuals operating in this relationship and you're really just kind of cohabitating and you start to really just detach and start to view yourself as an individual again, as opposed to a married individual. So again, it's really about taking a step back and asking yourself those difficult questions. Because unless we're able to be introspective, unless we're able to really reflect on our situation, unless we're able to come to terms with what the root issues are, you will continue to feel trapped. And it starts with you, right? So oftentimes what I find is people have the tendency of immediately blaming their partner and saying, well, I feel trapped because of you. I feel trapped because you did this. And this applies to both men and women, right? This isn't gender specific. So in order for you to kind of move past that, you have to be introspective. You have to self reflect. You have to ask yourself the tough questions because at the end of the day, it is two people that are functioning, that are working together in a single relationship, and there's some accountability here. Right. So taking accountability potentially for your part and the reasons for why the marriage may not be everything that you had expected it to be, and it's leading to you starting to feel trapped. The third thing is communicate, right? So once you've done the work, once you have self reflected, once you have started to ask yourself the tough questions and really figure out what things are bothering you, what needs are not being met, what expectations are not being met, what boundaries you aren't setting, sit down and have a conversation with your partner. Now, there are very specific ways in which you should be having conversations with your partner, especially if you have been disconnected for quite some time, right? So, communication is a bit of a slippery slope because it can be incredibly productive or it can be incredibly destructive, depending on how you deliver the message, depending on what the point of the conversation is, depending on how your partner receives the information, right? There's a difference between a fair fight and unfair fight. There's boundaries that should be set when you're having conversations, and it can get really difficult. So in general, if communication is something that you struggle with, I've actually created a product and I highly recommend you guys checking it out in the product section of the website. It's geared towards communication. And what it does is it breaks down the fundamentals of communication and how to resolve conflict. Guys, I guarantee you, I promise you, this will change your life. It'll change the dynamic of your relationship because you will actually start to learn how to effectively communicate your feelings and the things that you need and the things that you want in order to get to a resolution, which oftentimes is the reason for why couples start to fall apart and break down, because they can't effectively communicate what it is that they are feeling, that they want, or that they need. So again, communication is such a big part of this. So if you are feeling trapped, and if you have done the work, if you have self-reflected and figured out the reasons for why you are feeling the way that you do, sit down and have a conversation with your partner and say, hey, this is how I'm feeling. I don't want to feel like this, right? I want to be able to work on things in the marriage. Here are some things that I need for us to do. And wait to see what your partner has to say. Allow your partner the ability to express themselves as well, because understand there is a part in this that involves empathy and compassion and patience, and understanding that maybe it's not just you who's feeling this way as well. It's very possible that your partner may be feeling the same way. So to be able to kind of open the lines of communication and have that exchange and dialogue can be incredibly fruitful for the relationship and for the marriage. But again, as I said, I highly recommend purchasing that communication product because it's going to show you how to set up these types of conversations so that you are actually able to have a productive conversation opposed to a destructive one. The fourth thing is investing time in the relationship, right? So if you are feeling trapped, if you are feeling like you are not happy, if you are feeling like there are things in the marriage that are just not fulfilling you, the question then becomes, how much time have you invested in the relationship in order to build it back up again, right? And I know there are probably many of you that are going to say, look, Coach Danny, I've invested so much time. I have spent years trying to make this relationship work. I have done everything that I possibly can to get my partner to notice me, to get my partner to meet my needs, my expectations. I've bent over backwards. I've loosened up my boundaries. And look, I understand. Every person's circumstance and situation is going to be different. And when I make these videos, I can't cover every single topic, right? Because it kind of would be like casting a wide net. And I want to be able to obviously touch upon every single circumstance, but unfortunately, it's not possible, right? So generally speaking, what I look for are the potentials of rebuilding a relationship. But if you feel like you have done everything that you possibly can, this may be a different type of evaluation that you're going to have to do, right? You're going to have to take a step back and reevaluate your situation and say, is this marriage for me? You know, and we have many videos on figuring out whether you are in a healthy relationship, if there's toxicity involved, if you should walk away from the marriage, how to know if you're coming to a divorce. There are many different resources that you can utilize, but this video specifically, I'm focusing on things that can be worked on in the relationship, in the marriage, to try to build it back up again so that you don't feel like you're trapped. So that being said, again, spending time investing in the relationship. You know, I get it. We're busy. Life is going quick all the time. And other things take priority other than the relationship. And then we end up detaching from our partner. We end up stopping communication. We end up not being intimate anymore. And then we start to feel trapped because there's an obligation to kind of remain in this marriage, right? For the kids or for the fact that you've been together for so long or whatever the case may be. And you feel like you are trapped. You feel like you're stuck. What can you do? So, as I mentioned before, if you're following all the steps, which is the self-reflection phase, the communication phase, now it's about investing time in the relationship, right? Really making it a priority. And oftentimes what I do with my clients is I have them take a look at their screen time on their phone. And if you are spending countless hours on social media and you're telling me that you don't have time to invest in the relationship, that's a lie. You have time. You just have to shift your day around. You have to prioritize your time differently. And when I say invest time in the relationship, It's about working on yourself. It's about communicating with your partner. And then it's also about starting to do new activities with your partner. Try to actually spend quality time with them, have conversations with them, watch movies on the couch with them, go to that new restaurant you haven't gone to. Do things that you haven't done in quite some time to see if there is the potential to rebuild the relationship, to reignite the spark, to reconnect with one another, to see if that feeling of being trapped starts to dissipate. And the final one is a tough one, right? So it's really about evaluating whether you're in a toxic relationship or not. And I mentioned this earlier in the video, right? So there's a difference between being trapped and feeling trapped. If you are trapped, it is very possible that you are in a toxic relationship. Now, let me be very clear. If you are trapped, not if you are feeling trapped. If you are trapped, again, got to take a step back and reevaluate. You know, what is going on in the relationship that is making you feel like you are not able to walk away? Or are you not able to walk away because there's some kind of emotional abuse, domestic abuse, verbal abuse? Is there contempt in the relationship? Does your partner lack respect for you? Does your partner not speak to you that well? Does your partner treat you like you're less than? Whatever the case may be, if there are several indications that you are in a toxic relationship, that is a different situation. And usually at that point, my recommendation is to build a support network, right? To find a therapist, to let family members know, to talk to friends, to build a network around you so that you have people that can support you through this process. Because at the end of the day, if you are in a severely toxic relationship, the end result is going to be you needing to get out of that relationship because it is going to destroy you and it is going to destroy your partner, right? Because there's also a sense of enabling that individual. Now, I'm not saying that you are purposely enabling them, but if you allow yourself to remain in a toxic relationship and allow your boundaries to be stepped all over and to be abused in a sense, really that's just enabling your partner to continue the pattern. So at some point, you're going to have to say, enough is enough. If you like this video, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. I love having conversations with people, having open dialogue. So if there's any questions that you have, if there's any comments, any opinions, please drop them down below. Maybe you just want a little bit more information, right? You want a little bit more detail about this. You can visit us at www.happilycommitted.com, where we have a multitude of different articles and blogs and videos related to this subject and many other subjects as well. As I mentioned before, make sure you are heading over to the product section of the page and you're purchasing that communication training. It is going to change your life. It is going to change the dynamic of your relationship because you will actually learn how to effectively communicate with your partner, which is what every single person needs in their relationship. If you want to book a one-on-one coaching session, you can book with either myself or any of the other amazing coaches that we have on the team. Again, my name is Danny. I'm your life and relationship coach. I hope you're staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you soon.